What up, everybody? Welcome, friends, whether you're from Krypton, which is no longer, whether you are from Earth, whether you're just lost in space looking for your people, come join us as tonight we are Nerd Initiative and we are going to be talking about Supergirl. Spoilers ahead, of course. We will be spoiling this. If you haven't seen it and you don't want spoilers, well, then you can just come right on back after you've seen the film. Just fair warning, we are not going to sit here and allow any toxicity. So if you're going to hop in the comments and get all weird with it, we're just going to ignore you, man. But by all means, please engage. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. We are happy to discuss this. I am Matt. With me is Lauren here. We got Megan, and of course, this handsome man in the Roosevelts is Eddie. How are y'all doing, Eddie? We'll start with you, man. Like, how you doing down there?
Hey, doing great, doing great. It's just hot as anything down here, so we're just staying as cool as we can.
I know it is that summer heat dome's coming through. We're summer heat. The box office is heating up. The temperatures are heating up. Megan, you're surviving over there. I see. How are you doing?
Very barely, but I am here. It was too hot to actually leave the house today, so.
I know, and 4th of July weekend's going to be 115 degrees where I'm at, so that's going to be exciting.
Yeah. And it's supposed to thunderstorm all weekend.
Actually, I'm hoping for thunderstorms on Saturday. That's a good thing. I won't say why right now, but I will tell you afterwards. Lauren, how are you in Florida where you're used to 115 degree weather?
And it thunderstorms every day in the summer. I'm good.
Every day at 3 p.m. Found that out the hard way.
Honestly, we've actually done Disney a couple times this past week, and we've lucked out with the weather because of this afternoon thunderstorms. It cools it down. You just got to stay in the AC, and then you go outside, and then you're actually cold.
Actually, that's a good point. You know, I do appreciate a good afternoon rain shower in Florida because the steam comes up and everything's good and chill. But not
sometimes it's a little like you can't even see out of your glasses, so you don't want it to go too much.
Jinkies, Mr. My glasses.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to start saying that every time I get in the car now.
Jinkies, Mr. My glasses.
It's good enough for Dean Winchester to say it. It's good enough for me.
If you have not, Megan's letting you remind, like, subscribe, share, follow here at Nerd Initiative, where every week we have something exciting happening, whether it's new comic book day, whether it's, House of Dragon post shows with Janelle and Chris. And we got so much more going on. So let's start with our quick thoughts, our initial reactions to this film. Megan, let's start with you. How did you feel walking out of this theater before we dive into like the discussion and the spoilers?
I was pretty satisfied with it. I had fun. That's all I ask for out of a movie. I just want to have fun. That's it.
I was told we're supposed to have higher standards than just having fun in movies.
Well, it's my money, so like I'm gonna spend my money.
Are you paying my Regal Unlimited? In this case, I went to Cinemark first of all, and I didn't even get the free ticket because I don't have a MC Plus. So
I went to Regal and I didn't get any cool popcorn buckets or any suggestive drink cups.
You didn't get the cup? No,
I want it so bad. So if someone else gets it, like let me know.
I was actually going and really hoping that the Fast and Furious merch was out, but it wasn't because I was going to snag that car. So I got to go back to the theater and probably catch a second viewing of this. But Eddie, what did you think about this movie?
Yeah, I left generally satisfied too, and I think it's a little uneven as a movie, and obviously deviates from the source material. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's one of those things where I have to look beyond me and think about that 10 or 12-year-old girl seeing this and being introduced to Kara for the first time and think about them in this case. And I think it's going to be great for those types of people. So to them, this is going to be a classic.
Yeah. Lauren, I know I was I don't know why I was like, oh God, I hope Lauren likes this, but you liked it even more than I did. So what were your thoughts coming out of it?
So I thought it was a fantastic Supergirl. So, back in the day, I watched the Supergirl on the CW, and I watched it up until Crisis and then kind of got uninterested. I felt like this Melissa, I don't know how to say her last name, did a fantastic job.
She was awesome. Yeah.
Yes. And there were parts of it I loved, but I felt like it kind of got a little cheesy, and I kind of got lost on it. And, I finished Flash. No, I didn't. Did I finish Flash? I don't think I finished Flash. Finished Green Arrow. Finished Legends of Tomorrow. Fantastic.
But you don't need to finish Flash. It's okay.
No, you should finish. Yeah, I've heard that. But everybody should finish Legends. Everybody's like kind of slept on
Legends
that.
Was
it
awesome,
was so good. But this was very enjoyable because I felt like it was a more relatable Kara, because the other Kara, she was very bubbly and she was kind of like the superhero high Kara, I felt like. And so this one I felt like was such a good introduction to this new universe that we're creating. And it's such a fun thing to see like David Cornsweet be so sweet and nothing but like this super genuinely nice dude. And like, not that she's not nice. And they even touched on that. You can be, you know, nice and not be nice at the same time. I forget the exact words, but I loved that. It's like, you're still allowed to be you. You don't have to be this like bubble of joy for everybody all the time. You can still feel your feelings, but still be kind. And I thought it was just very different ways of being kind. And they had very different upbringings. And I genuinely, I absolutely loved it. And one of my favorite things to hear was my 13-year-old who loved Superhero High as a kid. When we told her she was going to get a little brother, we're like, do you know what your last Christmas present is? She thought it was a Kara doll. And but she had only known that version. She only came to the movie with us because she's like, well, I want to go out to dinner with you guys if her little brother
Free
wasn't
food.
invited.
That'll get every, 13-year-old girl out there. Come on.
Exactly. So it was my cousin, my oldest daughter, and my middle daughter. And the 13-year-old goes, I really liked that. And it was like,
and pleasing her is hard.
Eddie was saying, like, this
pleasing
is for
her
that.
is very hard.
Brielle is very hard to please. Yes.
she doesn't, but you're
She's
right.
The self-proclaimed goat.
I took my 7-year-old daughter. She's been hyping this up for weeks. Like, it's the only thing she's been talking about. So her and I went on a little dad-daughter date, man. And we had, the popcorn and posted up, and she really liked it as well. And of course she had a million questions afterwards and tried to have a million questions during the movie, into which case I was like, child, you talk again, you're out of here. But I agree. I thought it was great. I didn't go in with a lot of expectations as well. I was just cautious, right? It's based off of Tom King's Women of Tomorrow, which is one of the most renowned comic book runs of all time. And kind of diving into some spoilers, man. What Lauren was talking about, I do want to touch on first, was there was a lot more Superman in this than I expected. Were you guys kind of pleasantly surprised by David Cornsweet appearing a lot more?
I enjoyed it. I felt like it never took away from her. They scattered it throughout, and it just helped push her story forward, but still reminded us that this is connected.
Eddie, I know you got some thoughts.
Yeah,
how do you feel?
So one, we got to see the difference between the two of the characters, with one, his demeanor, her demeanor, and their upbringing as well. So that, I think that's crucial to show that relationship. And fast forward to the ending too. There's a lot of character exposition right there. But I love seeing David Cornsweet in there. He's probably number 2 or 3 in terms of people who have portrayed Superman for me.
Mm-hmm.
And he's up there, and it's, anytime you bring him in, he's going to be great. And Millie was great as Kara as well. Like, if there's any criticism in this film, it's definitely not at her. So she is the difference between the two, and I think that was necessary for the story. So it wasn't just him being thrown in for recognition. It's necessary for character development in the story as well.
Yeah. Megan, how did you feel about our beloved Superman being back, and kind of the ridiculousness? He's so heartwarming anytime he's on screen.
I think he's delightful as Spider-Man.
Superman.
I'm so tired.
It is July.
Not a Marvel
it is July. This is Spider-Man month. I need pictures of Spider-Man.
So I think he's delightful as Superman. And I always really liked their cousin dynamic in the comics. I feel like a lot of movies relay too heavily on romance and not like the family aspect. Don't say anything about Fast and Furious.
I wasn't saying a word.
I felt it coming, but that's what I was hoping they would do, that they would focus on that if he's in it at all. So I really like that they showed that he was supporting her, even though originally she was supposed to be there first to support him. So it was a very nice change that I think happens in most superhero movies.
Now, they changed up a little bit. So in the comic, in the 2000s, they kind of changed it to where Kara had grown up on Krypton a bit. She got stuck in the Phantom Zone and didn't really age, but Clark had a whole life on Earth. And by the time she came, he was already an adult. But actually in the 50s, her original origin was that she was born after, Krypton had exploded, and she did Argo was essentially that floating rock. And so that's kind of like their return to that origin, which at first I was kind of like, I don't know how I feel about that, but I didn't mind that change. I liked it because it also made sense with Kara's character, right? You kind of got the growing that you would see Clark in most Superman movies, where you'd see him as a teenager, kind of not understanding, being frustrated. But she didn't live on Krypton, but she did get to know her parents. She was with their parents. She watched her mom die, and then she had to flee this planet. So, I mean, it made a lot of sense to me. Like, what was the Eddie for you? I know, because you had some comic book background. We were talking about this. How did you feel about the change?
It's going back to the original origin for her as well. That's 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 a nice touch. I do like the changes made over time, but the big change for me, if you read that original comic, Action Comics 252, when they realize that they are cousins, she gives him the biggest hug in the world and says, "Hey, can I live with you now?" And he pushes her away and says, "Well, I've got this
No,
whole I've got this whole secret identity thing. This would kind of mess
I
it
got a
up.
whole life. I'm trying to impress
I got
Lois.
like
You
a
can't know I'm living
thing.
with somebody else.
Yeah, I can't have anybody thinking I have a kid or something."
Gross.
So it gives her a little bit of that original origin, but his family nature, and he's clearly excited it's like they're reversed a little bit here. He's the one excited that he has a cousin, and she's just, I don't know, trying to figure life out at this point. And so I'm not mad at that at all. But yeah, I had to go back and look at that because I was like, with the origin, it's a little different, but it's like, okay, this is very faithful. But I had to look at it to see that switch there from those original couple of panels, and it's a great little change. It's a lot of fun and makes me look back at those original books and laugh at it a little bit too.
So ridiculous. The 50. I mean, it is hilarious how that was, but I do like, Lauren, how did you feel? Because when she crashes on Earth, I love that he's talking and then he's getting louder, because I don't know if you guys have ever done this, but when somebody doesn't understand what you're saying, you just, something in your brain's like getting louder, and I don't even know why I'm getting loud. You can't understand me. That whole exchange was beautiful. And I do like the little joke of, why is he in underwear? I get that.
Yes,
I feel like that was just like a fun
fantastic.
little nod. So Lauren, as somebody who hates the underoos, what did you feel about that back and forth?
I thought it was fantastic, and I thought the underoos was like, I wasn't mad that they had him have underoos. At this point, I'm too old for him anyway, so it's actually works out well. Like, if Henry Cavill had underoos, I would have been really upset.
Isn't Corn Sweat like 38?
He's 33, like 33.
He's
33.
33. That's too young for me. That's
He's
9
the
years younger
perfect
than me.
age for Megan.
There you go.
Yeah.
I looked at him and to me, he's like adorable kind of thing. I do love his very deep voice. But I thought that was hilarious. It was relatable. But I think I like this switch because when she first said that he was older than her, I was confused. And I was like, oh, that's not right. Because I didn't know this. But I thought that it was fun. And it makes sense that Clark would be excited to have a Kryptonian relative because he's never met one. And she has. And she's known of him since she was born. Like, she knew of, like, oh yeah. And I love that they make fun of that too. They're like, oh, there's my brother's baby. I'll have to go, conquer the world or whatever.
Yeah. He's like, I should have listened to him, but I didn't, and all of that stuff. But I still have his blueprints. I thought that was a fun little addition that they kind of built. And then I'm okay not seeing, Bradley Cooper. That's a thing that actually works for me, is Bradley Cooper and,
I forgot he was
Jor-El and his mom. No, they were just maniacs who wanted him to just go out there and overtake the galaxy. Like, Megan, how did you feel that? No, it's just Clark's parents who really wanted him to just commit genocide and get with every woman in the universe.
I still don't believe it. Like, I still think at some point in a DCU movie, they're going to say, actually, that's not what it was. Because it just doesn't sit right with me for obvious reasons, obviously. But then you see Kara's dad and you're like, okay.
In real life, he's like that, but
we said no toxicity, and I only have toxicity.
You're right. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself with
I'm
at least
saying,
one joke tonight.
No, I cannot get away with one joke. I'll say something.
I just want to keep calling him Bernard.
Well, old Bernard's on the naughty list. So, anyways, we
He's
digress.
an angry elf. Sorry.
Yeah, I
We'll try to
wasn't
be
sure.
better.
I'm still not sure how I feel about that switch myself. I don't know, Eddie, Lauren, how do you guys feel about Clark's parents being just hey, they want to genocide and banging, I guess, is the
I'm
simplest
not
way to put
against
it.
it. I think
Yeah.
it's a testament to found family.
Yeah, there's in terms of comic stuff, there's been some things both ways on this one. You had him be, the oh, he, like Marlon Brando back in 78. He's gonna go there and be much more powerful than them, but he'll guide them and help them. And then you have the Terrence Stamp as Jor-El in Smallville, who's
Oh yeah,
gonna get, 'cause he was kind of an evil Jor-El there. So you have, and I kind of like the difference if that's the case, like if they choose to keep it, because I'm kind of along the lines of what Megan thinks. Like there's going to be like, oh, Mr. Terrific said they're never wrong, but whatever, they're going to make
I still
mistakes at
feel
some
like,
point.
yeah, that was all set up
Uh,
by Lex Luthor somehow in
yeah,
my mind.
like
I
he's
still,
Yeah.
he's gonna lie. Lex Luthor lies, so I think that's I have a feeling that might be coming, but Zor-El has always been like the clearly kinder one, just as brilliant, but kind of in the shadows of Jor-El. And he is like David Krumholtz quietly he doesn't even say anything in English in this film, and I think he's one of the best parts of it, even though it's very very small. And he should be lauded for this one. But he nails that character down to the minutia because of just him, the love he shows for Kara.
I will say that I do really enjoy the scene when they're in Argo, and Millie does an incredible job acting because she's speaking Kryptonian, and the amount of emotion that she's still conveying. First of all, she had to learn to speak this other language for the film, which made up language, sure, but nonetheless, you're learning to fluently speak this other language. And then she's doing it with so much emotion, so much sadness, as she doesn't want to leave. She's like, I'll die right here, I don't care. But they're like, no, you gotta go. It was a beautiful scene. Like, personal feelings about certain actors aside, Millie crushed it. And I do think that was a very powerful and beautiful scene where it comes to find out, no, when she found Crypto, it was because they were at her mom's funeral, essentially. And that just adds so much more weight. And it also adds a lot of why she's willing to do what she does for Crypto, and why Crypto is such an important, animal in a part of her life.
Yeah, he's her family.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you want to talk about how good her acting is. Watch her face when she's comforting Crypto. She doesn't know if he's going to die or not. And this girl is doing that to a CGI dog.
Yeah.
It
Probably
wasn't
a
even a
tennis
real
ball.
dog.
Like, it's probably a tennis ball right there. And she's acting her ass off with it.
Well, there was that scene too, this scene right here where she flies to space
Oh.
even.
I loved that.
And she just, she's been holding it in for so long because, she's been going to these red sun planets. She's been, really not even drinking her problems away. She's just been, it's her birthday week, whatever. She's out having fun. She's on red
she
sun.
has been drinking her problems.
She's been
away.
drinking her life away. She's really drinking her problems away. She's struggling with her place in the galaxy, and it just is building and building. And then she finally goes up there and screams. And it's so powerful because space, you don't hear her scream, but you can really feel it. And I
You felt it.
loved that scene so much.
I was like, same.
Mhm.
Honestly, yeah, the way everything's been going, it's like every day waking up to something. I'm like, I can really feel it. I get that. Johnny's in the chat. Hey, welcome. Let us know what you thought about Supergirl and what you kind of liked about this film. So let's move on to Ruthie. So in the comics, their relationship is really important. How did you guys feel about Ruthie and the dynamic between her and Kara in this?
I enjoyed it.
I found her annoying.
Really? Okay, go ahead.
Well,
I
she
want to
is
hear
a
it. Like,
13-year-old. She is a kid.
I think that's what it was. Because I was like, girl, get it together. No one's going to kill for you. What are you doing? We don't know you.
no, she's like, I have this sword. Someone take this sword. And you're
Yeah.
like,
But I think their biggest problem was that this movie could have benefited from 15 to 20 minutes more talking about Ruthie's family, because you just jumped in, killed them off, and I had no emotional connection to that. I was like, okay, less people
Yeah.
on the screen,
I don't think
like
you're wrong
nothing.
at all by that, because
Yeah.
the most you get is her brother playing like a computer game or whatever their version is, and he jumps out and scares her and gets killed right away. So you don't really have that time with them. They just know that he's a bad guy and he makes weapons. So I don't disagree with that. What do you guys think about Ruthie and her whole character arc?
I liked how they changed it from the comic solely, like in the comic, and spoilers for the comic as well, is they only killed her dad. Whereas in this, I felt like they needed to do more than her dad. They needed to make her feel alone. So I appreciated that they offed the rest of her family, as horrible as that sounds. And I did
Lauren's
like the brother.
death. Yes.
But I mean, I wasn't expecting it because I had literally read the comic like 2 nights before, like the whole thing. But I loved how the brother like jumped out. Like he's like, oh, I'm going to scare my sister. Like that was such a sibling thing to do.
Yeah.
And then of course the mother's scream, I think, moved me because like that's one of those things that always, kind of rips your heart out when a mother in a movie or show or whatever is mourning their child. It's like you feel that viscerally. But I mean, outside of that, I wasn't really attached to them, like Megan said. But she was a child, and they remind us of that. And somebody had mentioned something on the internet somewhere about like them being like a couple. At no point were they trying to push that agenda. They even make a joke.
It was like
about
older sister, younger sister.
Right, 100%.
Yeah.
And they say like they're 10 years apart. They say that she's turning 23 and that this girl is 13. And then at one point I thought it was funny when somebody thought that she was her mom. I was like, she doesn't look old enough to be her mom.
She does not.
But I thought that was no.
I need y'all to watch the movie before saying
Like,
something.
put your phones
It
down,
could have been somebody who had
man.
never seen the movie
Get
and
off of
assumed
your
like, oh, they're
phone.
pushing some whatever agenda, which is ridiculous. But yeah.
The only agenda was really
That was the whole thing, protecting kids.
two girls who have lost their families trying to find their way in life and really coming to terms with the loss and facing grief. Eddie, what were your thoughts on Ruthie and kind of how they portrayed her in the movie versus the comic?
So, really similar in terms of the actual character. It's the perspective change from the book to the movie that might make you feel a little bit odd because, like, spoiler for the book, it's basically Ruthie recounting a memory years upon years later. And that's why the book feels kind of dreamlike, kind of hazy at times. But the character is really, really similar. It's that same tenacity, the same drive. What's the actress's name? Eve Ridley. She was really, really good in that. Like, if anybody did their research in terms of acting, it was Millie and Eve Ridley. They really got that relationship down. There's there's a little bit of a change from the book in terms of the tenderness in their relationship. But in the movie, it comes much later than it does in the book. In the book, there's this wonderful exchange. I think it's in the second issue where Kara helps like Ruthie go wash her hands when they're on that space bus. It's really, really sweet moment, and I think that her being the annoying little sister longer kind of threw me, but again, the film doesn't, the movie doesn't suffer for that. It's just it's just a difference in how they you have to translate the medium.
Mhm.
Yeah.
From
No, that makes
you have to adapt
perfect
it.
sense. I thought, like John said, first of all, like the future does look bright. And I think with Millie, for example, is a prime example because what I really loved was at no point was she, oh, woe is me. I can't do X, Y, Z. She knows her powers. She knows like, oh, I'm just at a red sun. Get me to a yellow sun. Oh, it is over. And in that whole bus sequence was awesome when the Raiders come on and they're stealing stuff. And she's just sitting there like, kind of just buying time. She's like, I got a plan kind of, and things go sideways. But as soon as that yellow sun, she's trying to get the bus driver and them. He's like, no, I got no balls. And hilarious. It was stupid little humor, but still she gets like launched in there. And there's that really cool moment where the sun hits her, defrosts her, and she just like starts whooping butt. And everybody's just like, oh, dang. Cause they don't really know Kryptonian strength yet. Cause Superman isn't known throughout the galaxy. She isn't. They know Krypton has blown up, but they don't know Kryptonian strength. And so she just went to town. And I absolutely loved the whole bus sequence showing her like just coming into her own essentially.
Mm-hmm. It was fun with the thingy when she was going in and out.
Oh yeah. As they're fighting and they're like teleporting. That was really clever. I loved that whole sequence. Like I like the fight sequences. Some people had a lot of issues with the action, the fight sequences. What did you guys think? Because I think all the fight sequences were awesome, and I thought the accompanying soundtracks were pretty well done as well. Megan, you got a stink face on right now. Like,
I didn't know people
I
had a
don't know how to
problem
take your
with
face. You're
that.
looking at me like, okay, I wasn't sure because you're looking at me
No,
like,
like I've heard every complaint under the sun, but I haven't heard anyone say anything about the action of it. So like you threw me there. Like, what could you say bad about it?
yeah, people
Eddie,
were
what could
complaining,
they
I
say?
guess, about
Eddie,
how
what
the
could they say
action was
bad
shot,
about
which
it?
I
I feel
thought
like
was
you'll tell
silly.
me.
The
I don't know.
oof. For
Okay.
me, in terms of action sequences, I felt they were, in terms of, and this is minor. I felt that Claudia Sarn's score is fantastic. If you go listen to the soundtrack from beginning to end, it's great. I felt some of the scenes would have been better off with variations of her score than some of the needle droppy stuff. Not that needle drop though. I'm sure we'll talk about at some point. I
We'll get
don't
there
think there's
because
a
that's going to be its
yeah.
own thing. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
the action sequences, I thought they would have been better off with Claudia Sarn's score behind them versus some of the needle droppiness. But when you go back and look at what they're trying to do here, the music that's being played is not being played for us. That's Kara's soundtrack in her head. That's her
Right.
playlist going for her.
Yeah,
So
she has headphones on most of the time. Like she's
Mhm.
yeah,
jamming out most of the
that's
movie.
just
Like
me getting
Star-Lord.
over that's just me getting over myself a little bit there. But that's I would have liked to, if I had a criticism, use Claudia Sarn's incredible score versus some of the needle drops.
That's fair. And
Yeah.
hey, I get it. I do understand. And then, I liked also, so I feel like there's one big thing that we haven't talked about yet that people kind of overblowing, and it's Krem from the Yellow Hills. People are acting as though in the comic, this man only has like 4 or 5 scenes. He's not really in it a whole lot, and he's not a focal point. And so I understand people are like, oh, he's just a run of the mill villain. He's really boring, but he's not the point of the movie. He's just an antagonist running a child sex trafficking ring, essentially, is what it boils down to. And so he's not really meant to be this terrifying villain. Like, yeah, Kara could whoop him in 2 seconds. But that's the point. It's like, it's not about him. The villain is just there just to move the plot along. At no point in the comic or the movie is he meant to be a Thanos. Is he meant to be a dark side? Like he's a nobody. They even gave him superpowers, which he doesn't even have in the comic book.
Yeah.
And so like,
I feel like those same people would be complaining if it wasn't about her and it was more about him. They'd be like, we didn't even get an origin story about her. Why are we supposed to care about her?
we're focused on this big villain. We don't know
Right.
why they can't let a woman do her own thing.
This was her origin
yeah.
story. This was her Black Widow movie before everything happens. We actually got it properly this time.
We got it before she dies in Crisis. If they ever do Crisis, like spoilers for the comic from the 80s. But yeah, Kara doesn't last very long in Crisis. So
she lasted in the CW one.
She did. That's true. But
So
you're
never
100% right. It was kind of a damned if you do you, but at no point, like I thought he was he was goofy, and I really actually enjoyed that about him. Megan, Eddie, how did you guys feel about Krem of the Yellow Hills?
Eddie.
He's a device. He's meant to be the source of the reason. He's meant to be the reason for their journey. The story is about the journey and the development of the characters. Krem's purpose as a villain is to be bad. That's what he is. He's not meant to be a Thanos. He's not meant to have any type of thing that you can empathize or sympathize with. He's just bad. And that's all you need to know about him. Whatever ring he's running, he's just meant to be a bad guy. The story is Ruthie and Kara's. And they powered him up a little bit for some special effects sequences and probably just to make it a little more interesting for action stuff. But yeah, he can be as one-dimensional or one-dimensional or two-dimensional as you want him to be. You don't need anything with him here. The story is Ruthie and Kara.
Yeah, not every villain needs to be sympathetic. We like sympathetic villains, but they don't all have to be sympathetic villains.
We don't. Sometimes they just want to be bad dudes doing bad stuff for.
He's bad for the purpose of being bad.
There. Exactly. They like being bad, and they're not drawn.
What are your thoughts on old Krem there?
Well, first of all, he's a bad dude. Like he is worse than he is in the comic, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which made sense for the movie, but he's like the bad kind. Like he's doing trafficking, he's stealing kids. You think all up there in space with all these different aliens, all these different superpowers, a regular orange guy can pull that off?
Yeah. And then they're like, "Oh, why wasn't he handsome like he was in the comics?" It's like
He
what?
wasn't handsome. He was just a regular dude.
This was a regular dude. They made him actually
They drew him to look a little attractive in the comic, I feel like.
First of all, he was the only dude in the comic. Are you gonna say, "Oh, the horse looked better"?
Yeah, the horse who like Sims Kara, nonetheless, the entire comic book.
If you have nothing to compare him to, then he looks pretty good.
Oh, there's
like a Ginger Oliver Queen.
Yeah. And if they had like followed the horse storyline like they do in the comic book,
people would have been so confused
and just like roasting out there like, James Gunn, you don't understand. And it's like, oh my God. So I'm okay with them not following the horse storyline, first of all.
Yeah.
Completely cool with that. All right. Another character who I was actually really surprised that they weren't in this movie as much as I thought they would be was Lobo. I thought Lobo from the commercials, I was like, oh, great. He's going to somehow team up and it's going to be 3 people going on this weird adventure, whatever. But instead, he was there for the reason of he had his own bounty to capture and then he got captured. Yeah, he kind of like helped a little bit, but for the most part, Lobo was just kind of like doing his own thing. And I even thought Jason Momoa was toned down from how he's normally Jason Momoa. USA scores. Let's go. Anyways.
What?
Oh, what did you guys think of? Yes, Team USA 1-0 in the World Cup. Just kidding. They're calling it offsides, I think. What did you guys think of Lobo?
I thought he was very much toned down from the comics. I also think if you took him out of the story, out of the movie, we'd be in the same place. We'd be right there. And I get why they had him because he was originally in Woman of Tomorrow in the comics, but they took him out of the story. So I appreciate that they brought him in for that. And also, what other movie are you going to introduce Lobo in?
Yeah, it worked fine, but you didn't need it, but it worked fine. I have no issues with it.
Yeah, so it's like, he's fine. I could take him.
He was a little annoying at times, but
Lobo was the most annoying.
Yeah,
I prefer that.
I don't really like Lobo to begin with. I have never liked him. I've always found him to be really annoying.
I didn't really know him.
I've tried to get into his comics. For me, I've always personally found him to be annoying as is, but that's just me. Eddie, Jason Momoa, he's finally getting the dream role, man. How do you feel about it?
Well, I feel better about him than I do as The Rock as Black Adam.
Fair.
Is the hierarchy of DC not changing?
He was there for a little bit of fun to get another character in there to see who we can have pop up later on too. I think he was there essentially as a test to see if he's popular enough, can generate enough buzz for his own movie or series or something like that. You could taken him out and the same thing would have happened. He's inconsequential to the story. But he's fun to see. Jason Momoa clearly had fun doing it. So, and I'm sure he got paid a lot of money for the few minutes that he's in the movie.
Oh yeah.
So
he was.
So I wish him the best. No,
he's going to come back. Like I also feel like we've known that this was a dream role for him. I do feel like James Gunn was like, "Hey, I know you got kind of screwed with Aquaman. Lobo."
No, he messed it. It was announced James Gunn was taking over as co-CEO, and the first text James Gunn got was from Jason Momoa that said Lobo. Mm-hmm. That's it. That's how it happened. We saw the screenshot. Yeah, we were there.
See,
and that's it.
I'm that's what I'm saying. Like I'm okay with that. Like I do hope I would like to see him because there are a bunch of iterations of Lobo, so I'd be down to get like a series. I don't know if I need a movie with Lobo necessarily, like maybe a series that's 8 episodes or so, just to kind of like give him doing space bounty stuff, maybe introduce even tying over with the Green Lantern Corps would be kind of cool because they have some crossover in the comics. But I really liked how one thing that stood out to me about his character was when they were in the prison and I thought, oh, Ruthie's in jail. He's obviously going to break her out and they're going to get free, but that didn't happen. I was pleasantly surprised that Ruthie showed some badassery and broke herself and him out. What did you guys think about that aspect? Because I thought for sure Lobo was going to be the one to save the day.
Well, it sounded like it was his plan and she enacted it.
Of course,
he said he had a plan and then we never
saw a plan and that was it.
Right.
But like when he said, I'm so proud of you, I was like, I never knew it until now, but I want Lobo to be proud of me.
I do wish I had somebody that would say they were proud of me. Maybe that's something I'm missing.
That's it. That'll get me through.
because she like choked the dude out. All that was like crying and played up like great acting. She was crying. Ruthie was crying in the cell, calling out for Krem, like, don't kill me, please. Oh, take me to him. And then she chokes the dude out and like really goes to town. And I was like, dang, yeah. And then she was just going to leave Lobo, which I was like, nice. And
She
obviously
did think about it.
she lets him out. And I was cool with that. I loved that they really made this movie. It's about Kara and about Ruthie. Like they were not in distress and needing saving at any point. In fact, I loved in the bar fight scene, Kara's handling business. She sees Lobo. She's like, ugh. And then she like purposely puts on the ditzy blonde kind of thing just because she knows she has to talk to him. Like I thought that was cool because she's putting on this act.
Like an American Tourist. That's what she acted like. Yeah.
I really liked when Lobo called her tits.
Yeah.
I don't know why that almost ruined me for the whole movie. Like I just kept laughing about it to myself, and my husband's like, "You got to get it together."
There's two things Megan never knew she wanted, and it was someone telling us she was, Jason Momoa's Lobo saying, "I'm proud of you," and then getting called tits apparently. So you learn something new every day.
It threw me off so hard because I was so like, all right, this is going to be a movie about grief, about we're going to see where she came from. Ruthie is going through grief, and then Lobo's there like, "Sup, tits?" And I was like, okay, no,
I will say like the language was a little edgier than I would have expected for a Supergirl film.
Yeah.
Would you guys kind of agree with that?
Yeah, she said shit a lot. But I appreciated that because there was part of me when I was reading the book, I'm like, oh, I feel like this should be a rated R movie. But I get why they make it PG-13, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, you got to appeal to the younger while also kind of keeping the heart. But
I just want everything to be rated R now. It's more authentic when people like that's the worst thing
when
about
superheroes don't cuss or kill. I'm like, come on, pal.
Well,
when Sam tells a demon, screw you, I'm like, I'm sure that's what he would say.
I do long for the day we can get Supernatural R-rated somehow so we can really see demon guts. And
with season 5 of The Boys, or episode 5 of The Boys.
That's true. You're right. I digress. So the big final fight, there's a big needle drop moment that we had mentioned, and it is this soft rendition of The Middle by Jimmy Eat World, where I really appreciated that Kara just was whooping everybody's butt. And again, Lobo's just chilling. He's enjoying the show. A lot of people didn't like it. I actually kind of liked it. I don't know. Like I liked the needle drop. Eddie, I can see you over there like, what's on your mind?
I think it's great. It's a great juxtaposition. People are equating it to like viewing things from Ruthie's perspective. I love that one. And when you find out the story of this song, this singer Kelty Gray recorded it in her bedroom a few years ago, and she's had this like whirlwind like last month of this coming on. Like it's a great little story to surround this. She's a little like Renaissance fair person. It's like she seems like one of the most wholesome, nice people
really
out
feel
there.
Good moment, and so James Gunn found this and put it in there.
Which is kind of the point of that song anyway. Like the original Jimmy Eat World song is one of the great songs of my early adulthood. Spoiler alert, I'm old.
Early adulthood,
so
like
elder emos here,
I
and
was
still
21 when it came out.
I would say I think Eddie's like my age.
You have a little, around there. Sure, thank you.
Pretty sure you're both lying about your age, but it's cool.
But
really
it's
like 30-year-old vampires, so I don't know what they're talking about.
But when I realized what song it was, I had the biggest smile on my face. I loved that part. So
it took me a second. I'm like, why do I know every single word to this song?
Why am I singing along
like
with
subconsciously,
this?
like what is happening right now?
Yep.
Lo and behold, boom.
Yep. I went and paid for that song from her. It's not on the soundtrack. I was like, okay, I'm going to give her a little bit of money.
Oh, I thought you said you paid for the original song. I was like, hey, my dude, LimeWire.
No.
Come on, brother.
I still my Bleeder American
the original
CD
song
somewhere
from when it came out in like 2003. Come on.
I probably have it on burned CD somewhere in my car.
I know I do somewhere, but Megan, did the needle drop moment work for you?
It was all right.
All right. Okay. So you weren't completely sold on it. Okay.
It's not that I wasn't sold. I was just more like, well, this is going to happen. And then it happened. And I was like, it happened. And at that point, I was like, it just wasn't surprising to me. So I liked it, but it wasn't like, oh my God, can you believe it?
Yeah, it didn't blow my mind. Yeah,
It's
that's
nice.
where I'm
It's
at.
nice. It's nice. It's nice.
I didn't need like this fast paced, crazy song as she's just displaying her power. Like one of the best things that this movie actually does is I loved how they showed her heat vision. I don't know, it's like such a small detail to me, but every time she used her heat vision, I was like, damn, that you can feel the power. And that really worked for me for some reason.
Because it looked good. They
Yeah.
did good.
It looks excellent.
It
I
looks
think some of
powerful.
it's just the CGI is just getting better. It's
Yeah.
no longer just
Yeah.
Christopher Reeve with 2 red lines out of his
Yeah,
eye.
I mean, probably fair. Yeah, that's fair. I
I
just
feel like it looks
anytime-
better than Superman's.
Thank you. I was thinking
Yeah.
that too. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's constantly improving.
And like there was other scenes, you know, when it's the first time we saw her in the suit, when she rises up, she's in the suit now because she was on the planet. They went to the. I do have one question: if all of Krypton's dead, Argo is the last ones. How? I guess it's not out of the realm of possibility if people knew about Argo, but how did Krem know that kryptonite would weaken or a green sun would weaken Kryptonians? That's my only head scratching moment.
Didn't he say it was a theory? I
Yeah.
thought he
I
had mentioned
don't
it was
remember.
a theory, and my theory was correct. Like he wasn't positive.
Well,
I'm not
Maybe
certain though.
in Superman, he mentions taking that kaiju thing to an intergalactic zoo. I think people know about Superman. It may not be like across the this wide span, but Krypton's destruction seems to be pretty well known about.
Yeah.
So it's just maybe he had a chance for that one, or I don't know, he just took a shot. But I don't think it's as little known as what people think it is.
it's a
Probably
good
thinks
point.
it's like an old wives' tale or something. He's like, let's see if it
Yeah.
works.
They've heard
exactly.
that Argo City. Yeah, maybe that. I mean, good point. I was just kind of like, I wonder. And then again, everybody, I've seen people ask, why doesn't she just fly away? X, Y, Z. It's like, first of all, Red Sun. She even explicitly says it makes me human. Essentially, I don't know what more they need, man. Red Sun, make Kryptonian normal. Yellow Sun, make
Normal
Kryptonian
enough
strong.
to get ears pierced.
Yes, like that's why she's on Red Sun planets, so she could get drunk, everybody. Which one thing I want to talk about, and I feel like there's another very popular franchise that could really take a thing or two from this. I absolutely loved the amount of alien species we got. The costumes were amazing. We saw
I
a
thought you were
very
talking about
wide variety.
drinking. I was like, where are we going?
no,
with
no,
this?
okay. So like, not to throw Star Wars into the mix, but I feel like
I thought he was
Star
going to
Wars
talk
has a
about the Fast and Furious.
Fair.
They do
Probably.
need more
He probably
species
still
than
is
that.
talking about them. They
Listen,
do need more aliens in that.
They went to space once.
I was gonna say, yeah,
Now,
they did
I
go to
told you,
space.
listen, I pitched
Yeah.
this whole movie. We're going to remake Armageddon, but instead of going to a team of oil drillers like Bruce Willis, we're going to get Dominic Toretto and his crew to go to that asteroid and blow it up, baby, with their cars. Hell yeah. Man, they're racing on their cars through the things. We got to launch.
So what were you saying about Star Wars and the aliens?
Anyways,
The person I was before I heard that.
Star Wars, I feel like has a problem
Hmm.
where they have too many humans in their universe,
Mm.
right? Whereas this movie took full, like their costume design was great and they had a ton of alien species. I loved that because you are in a galaxy and there are various species. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah,
like that they-
because at that point she is also the alien too. So of course there'd be one of her.
Yeah.
When I like that they called out like, oh, I didn't expect you to know the basic language, which they do in Star Wars too. Do you speak basic? Because it's like, why is she on a different planet and speaking English? And that's not even her native language.
Yeah.
But it makes more sense if that's a more widely known language.
Franchises have the hardest time getting around that. Like Game of Thrones
is
does
really
it
hard.
too. They're like, do you know the native tongue or the local tongue or whatever? And it always cracks me up because I'm like, I get it. You got to figure out why all of you are speaking English.
I guess
I mean,
it's
you're
kind of,
fighting
most of the world knows
dragons.
how to speak English in some, whether it's really broken, like English is really the predominant on this world, I guess. So I get it, but you're right. It's like, how do you get around that? In some movies, they do like the whole, like, because wasn't that Krem? He had to like press his button or whatever to speak or something. That was
That's
cool.
because he smoked too much.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, oh, is this a smoking ad? He's like,
Is it true?
yes, I have to. Come here. I'm never going to stop chasing her.
I'm
All right,
so glad
man.
we all thought
You're
of
gonna
the
die
same
of lung
ad.
cancer before you ever find her, but okay, I guess.
He's gonna smoke through his little hole.
That's a good goal. That's a good
Well, it's
goal.
like in Wolverine. One of the things I didn't like was they didn't have him speak Japanese, and like in the comic books, he's fluent in Japanese. He's very much so aware of the culture over there, and so it was like they were trying to do a nod to it. But I guess Hugh Jackman wasn't going to learn Japanese.
They can't all be John Cena's for a commercial.
That's true. John Cena would, or any other method actor. Daniel Day-Lewis probably would have learned Japanese.
Well.
So, dang, there was
that.
USA just scored an actual good goal, and I had a really good thought.
Oh my gosh, the soccer game's 1-0.
It is. It's getting intense, even though Norway is my team. Sorry,
I'm
guys.
so tired of the World Cup. I didn't even know we had a World Cup. Like I knew it, but I didn't know America.
Why do you all hate fun?
Why
you know
do
what?
we-
Nothing looks more
why do we-
fun than sitting there and
Why do we
rowing.
deserve it? Like, what are we doing?
Why? Listen, anyways, please. You can't. I can't.
Do you
I
know
want to
Clark
talk.
played football? Okay,
I do want to talk about
that's an American sport.
the
Which football?
fact that the end.
The
Sorry,
real.
God damn it.
The
guys. I'm
NFL.
trying not to go on a rant that's going to get me in even more trouble, okay? You know how hard it is these days? God dang. Shoot.
All right, what were you saying?
She kills Krem. I didn't have a problem with that. I know a lot of
I
people had
love
issues
it.
with that. I personally didn't because he says, I'm never going to stop hunting her. And so she was like, I don't want Ruthie to have to live with this. I'm going to cap him. I was like, yeah, dude, girl, go for it. I would have killed him for no reason
She's like,
at all.
no, this will change you.
They'll change you. And then so she kills him. I'm like,
Loved it.
yeah. So a lot of people took issue with this. Do you guys
I
take
don't-
issue with her killing Krem?
I think
I
I
don't know
literally
why.
said, do it.
I'm sitting there,
I went-
Palpatine, like,
I
Do it.
went full Palpatine in that moment. I think I even said it audibly. I was like, do it.
I do like how there was no blood shown, even though she's put this big sword in his neck, but it's PG-13. So
She
They
well,
can't
she
really
just
show
went
blood.
into the voice thing.
it's
Like
true.
just but I don't know why anyone was surprised. They spent such a good portion of this movie proving that yeah, she's related to Clark, but they're not the same. Clark would not
Kara's
kill
way more
someone.
badass
that.
than Clark is. I'm sorry. Clark has his, there's this good. Kara is about that life, okay? She is for them streets.
Well, I don't think that means what you think it means, but
I'm just saying
You
she would
call
kill.
Kara
listen,
a lady of the night.
No, for them streets. Like she grew
Kara's
up on
just
the
hoeing it
streets,
up.
man. She's not hoeing it up. She's out there
The
killing
family
it up,
show.
all right?
She's
Yeah, that's
street
what that
smart.
means. Don't say that again.
I've been watching Love Island every night, guys, for the last 5 weeks. Okay, I miss the person I used to be as well.
Okay. This is a learning moment. for
Eddie,
you.
your thoughts on Krem getting
Being that hoe.
knifed?
So there's apparently a little bit of a background of Ana Noguera like misinterpreting the original ending. But so go read the book, and some people have a hard time figuring out if Krem dies or lives in that one. But apparently she
What?
misinterpreted the ending. But
Interesting.
I think it sets a stage for some interesting conflict going forward. We've established that they're different from each other. Kara and Clark are different from one another, and there's going to be some opportunity for them to go back and forth about the right thing to do, wrong thing to do, and all that good stuff. So yeah, it's a good opportunity for some narrative in the future,
I
and
agree.
it's possibility for really good character arc is what it is.
Especially with the conversation, the way that the movie ends with the conversation at the end where she's now there, she's deciding she's going to stay on Earth. Clark's happy, Crypto's acting a fool, but I love that scene from Clark's apartment, man. Every time they show it, something about like that shot out with the city in the background.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
Yeah.
it rocks, man.
You paid a pretty
Uh,
penny for that.
Yeah, the
That's
planet
true.
in the background is awesome.
Like
Yeah.
every time I see it, I'm like, what is your interest rate?
Like, well, the Daily Planet pays very well, apparently.
The
so-
rent on Clinton Street's not that expensive.
He's great view. I don't know what he had to do it, but he's never going to
Yeah.
move out. All right. And I love the
Yeah,
the
Metropolis
moment
has
between-
really good rent control.
Yeah, there's no gentrification going down.
It's not
and,
Gotham at all.
Mamdani is actually also the mayor of Metropolis. Apparently, he's doing a lot of good things, despite
Good for
Lex
him.
Luthor's attempt. So, Kara, excuse me, and Clark, we're gonna get her. Do you think we're gonna get a good amount of her in Man of Tomorrow then?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for that.
Yeah.
Get me out of that.
There's a great story opportunity there because who's the bad guy in Man of Tomorrow?
We don't know yet because Lex Luthor's teaming up with him.
It's
Duh,
been-
he's obviously a good guy.
It's been cast. Brainiac.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
Brainiac. They
It's
showed his
Brainiac.
I'm just kidding
logo.
around,
They
guys.
showed his
Yes.
logo. We don't know
But-
if you're joking anymore.
What does Brainiac have?
Big
Brains.
brain.
I was going to say
He has the shrunken Kryptonian city of Kandor.
Oh yeah.
So he has an entire Kryptonian city that will bring the that will bring.
Are they gonna? You think they're gonna do like Kandor? You think they're gonna do that?
They might not go to Kandor, but like I think you could find like them going through Brainiac's stuff towards the going through Brainiac's ship and finding this city and then figuring out that it's like labeled Kandor Krypton.
Because I think if Argo was able to like shoot up and out, why couldn't there be a Kandor?
Well, no, this is comic canon. Brainiac.
I know.
Like,
I know
stole the
Kandor is
city.
like a thing. It's even right now in Sophie Campbell's run.
I'm like
Yeah,
picturing
so-
Men in Black with like the little dog collar, like
It's like
and the planets in it.
He shrinks these samples from the planets that he goes to. That's
Huh.
that's
I
one of
completely
Brainiac's big
forgot
things.
about that aspect. I think
So
that's
you've got a chance for like there's some great narrative opportunity there.
yeah.
So if you were to recommend reading a comic before Man of Tomorrow, what would you recommend? What with that storyline?
Oh, I mean, you're talking about like Bronze Age stuff that Denny O'Neil and Martin Pascoe and guys like Neil Adams and Kurt Swan worked on. There's all kinds of little things. There's a famous comic. It's an action. I can't remember if it's Action Comics or Superman, but it's Kara dropping the city of Kandor and breaking it open in the Fortress of Solitude. I can't. It escapes me right now.
Once we get closer
But-
to the movie, I'm sure we'll learn more,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
we can
We'll
dive into that. Yeah.
dive into all that stuff.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm trying to think about where Kara got brought back. It was in the Batman Superman run, like 8 through 13.
Oh yeah. I have that whole run.
That's where this original version of Kara gets brought back. So Superman Batman 8 to 13 is that run. And if you're trying to see Kara on Earth stuff, Mariko Tamaki and Joelle Jones's Supergirl being super is really, really good.
Good recommendations. Come for the banter. Stay for Eddie's amazing recommendations.
Yeah, and you see Kara pop a Kryptonian pimple in her adoptive parents' room, and it's disgusting.
Ew, gross.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
Gross.
I'm intrigued.
It's like the showcase of issue number 1.
What?
I don't.
Well, now
I don't
I'm
think I
not
want to see
reading it.
Osmosis
Oh,
Jones.
it's amazing.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
I don't know, but I feel like we need to find out.
Lauren, go read it and
it-
then like
Report
picture-
back.
yeah,
like-
tell us
like-
what's up.
Like picture Homelander, popping his own zit, and what that turns out like, and it's incredible.
I don't know that I can picture. I mean, I can picture him in a bathtub full of breast milk, but I can't picture that.
Well, as breast milk, that just threw me off completely. I was thinking
Is that a
Dave
song you just
Chappelle.
made up?
Dave
No.
Chappelle, breast milk. You made my day. You remember his
I
skits?
don't
from back-
remember that skit. No, I've seen many.
Go
a
look.
Chappelle skit.
Obviously, the person he's portraying
Yeah.
is also a really crappy person, and Dave
horrible,
Chappelle's also-
horrible human being.
But there is like a whole Dave Chappelle as P Diddy skit. Yeah.
Oh,
So
So
would watch
what
that.
do we think?
Anyways,
How do we
final
think
thoughts.
it's gonna go?
Megan, go ahead. What are you
How-
thinking? Where's this gonna go?
How do we think it's gonna go when Kara meets Lex?
Ooh.
Because
Oh,
he
no.
tried to kill her dog.
I feel like Clark's gonna have to rein her in
about that.
because they're gonna need him obviously to get out of whatever their situation they're in. So they're both gonna have to like everybody. I mean, all three of them are gonna hate each other. Or two hating Luthor, I should say.
It's gonna be Superman like in the middle, like okay. Let's
He
all just
gets
get
it, but
along.
he's gonna be
Crypto's
he's
okay.
gonna have
He
to be
survived,
the.
yeah.
He's like, I
the-
know Kara, he sucks. I know.
You're right though. I don't know. What do you guys think? How do you think that's going to go?
Fun.
I think, yeah, I think that this movie made Superman better because it was
Ooh.
like
Yeah.
him being so angry about the dog made more sense. Because it's like, God forbid something happens to your pet. Obviously, you're going to feel terrible. But if you're babysitting somebody else's dog and something happens to them, there's like an extra like level of like, oh my God,
And
I
it's
can't
your
believe I
cousin's
caused
dog
this.
too. At that, like,
And it's all she has. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
also, like, I don't see it from that perspective. I think it's more, do not let Kara find out what you did. I'm saving your life. Because he could
actually,
have
that's a good point there. I forgot all about that.
popped Lex
She's
like that
not like
Kryptonian
me.
pimple. And
Yeah, she's not like me.
She
She's not
will
like me.
kill you.
she's the problem child.
She's
Good
bad
point.
cop.
Not me.
Right. Yeah.
Count your
She's
lucky
bad
stars.
That's how I like to think of it. Because, like, I like him thinking, his innocent mind, him thinking, that's my cousin. She is scary, but
She's
we love
going
her.
to kill you.
So I'm saving you. Like that makes me think like that's a Superman thing to do. Like, I hate you, but I'm doing this for your benefit.
I can see those two having that conversation. Definitely, somehow.
We all have that one friend. Look, you're going to need to fix this or she's going to lose her mind. So we're
Yeah.
helping you.
I like being that friend.
I'm here. I just want, you know me. I want to smoke
I
it all.
think Matt's that friend
Lauren's the
too.
one that calms down. Like, Lauren is the one that would like always has to talk me off the edge because I will get the smoke at all hours of the day.
You have to be very careful at what you text him. You're like, will this Warner reaction? So you
Yeah.
have to be like, okay, so everything's cool, but, and then sometimes there's still a reaction. And you're like, you know what? That's fine.
Sometimes I like to scare him though. I texted him one day. I was like, should I be concerned about this? And then he had had one too many beers on the boat and took my husband's phone and took a bunch of selfies of himself. And I was on my husband's phone backing up pictures to Shutterfly. And I was like, what is this? There's like 75 pictures of Matt going. And I screenshot it and I sent it to Matt. I was like, should I be? And he's like, what should you be concerned about? And then the picture came through.
I think it'd be funny if you just sent him, should I be concerned about this? And then sent nothing else, turned off your phone, just went around.
For like 3 hours.
Yeah. Just
12 hours later,
Matt has
Lauren's
a
going to get a
panic
knock at
attack.
her door and her Ring camera's going to show me there being like, what did you mean? I think I won't.
We had a good laugh about that. Then he goes, I don't even remember taking those.
I had no idea. I
think they're
not.
still on Josh's phone. He saved them.
Of course he did. He wants. Look, come on, guys. Eddie, what are your final thoughts about this film?
You know, it's not about me. It's about those 10-year-old, 8-year-old, 12-year-old girls watching this one and who are going to pick up Woman of Tomorrow and who are going to, you know, move on to become like the biggest Supergirl fans ever. And that's going to, you know, keep the love for this kind of stuff going. So that's,
Agreed.
you know, it's not about me. It's about them. And I think about what I loved as a kid, and they get the opportunity to do that again, all over again right now. So
Yeah,
and
it's about the next
honestly, they got a way better Supergirl movie than I did as a kid. So
That's true.
I don't think I've ever watched the old one. I've only seen her as Kara's mom.
Oof.
You're not missing much.
Well, now I'm going to watch it. I'm going to watch that, and then I'm going to read a comic about Kara popping a zit.
drink 4 beers, then watch it. It's on HBO Max.
Oh, it's on HBO Max.
Drink
Yeah.
only 4 beers. Well, Lauren, since we're here, final thoughts on Supergirl.
I absolutely loved it. I definitely do think we're going to have a new, you know, as soon as Eddie said that, I think you mentioned that in the Discord, and I immediately thought of my daughter. Like, I feel like she's more likely now, my 13-year-old, to go to the movies because she's not big into the superhero movies like my oldest one is, who kind of grew up with the MCU. So I also loved it for me. I thought it was a very girl power movie and not a cheesy way, because sometimes they lean a little too much into that and make it cheesy. And as I loved the ending of the comic book better, and I almost don't want to say that for anybody who hasn't read it. I like that last page is like made the whole book even better than I was already enjoying it. And I was just like, but I understood why they couldn't do that in the movie, because they're starting this whole universe, and obviously that was closing a chapter. So yeah, I loved it though. So I thought it was fantastic. I'm excited for what we got next.
Me too. I'm glad we don't have to wait very long, because we're getting Lanterns. It's already July, so Lanterns is coming out next month. I feel like that's quietly not talked about enough, that the fact that the Lantern show is about to premiere in August. So I'm really excited for that and what we're going to get. And then why do I feel like there's another animated something with this universe that's supposed to come out, but maybe I'm just making
We're getting
things up.
Crypto.
What is
You
the
should-
other one?
Of
I
the
thought there was-
animated show.
I thought there was another one, but I think I might have been just thinking. I don't even know what it was.
No, I think
but
you're right. We reported on it in the DC
yeah, I thought
Real
there was
News.
something that was coming out.
If you head
There
over
was
there,
like
Anyway,
Starfire.
I mean,
There
Mr.
was
Miracle is, but we don't know. I thought for
Clayface
some
is a
reason
movie though.
Mr.
It's not
Clayface.
animated.
Oh,
Clayface. I think maybe I'm thinking of Clayface is the next one in
Clayface.
the horror.
that's not animated though.
No.
No.
I for some reason I thought there was an animated series coming out this
It's also gonna
like,
be
winter,
That's
like
also gonna
November,
be a
December. I
time
thought,
piece.
but
Yeah, it's gonna be spooky at Halloween time.
yeah.
Yee.
And then
And that guy's
we
so
get-
fine.
Megan just.
I can't even
What?
remember what he looks like.
You know what? I'm glad because I'm over here
Right
always like, man, loving XYZ, whoever, and then so I'm glad. Like, I'm not the only one.
I just
Patiently
think
waiting
life would
for-
go a lot nicer if people were more willing to appreciate people's looks.
Yeah, just stop.
I
being
thought she was
miserable.
gonna say if people were more attractive.
Well, like maybe.
Well, the nerds on the internet who are upset, they should look in the mirror once in a while. Just,
Hey,
That's-
James Gunn, go!
but
cast
we're here for
Jensen Ackles
positivity.
Batman.
I'm not. All right, I'm here for positivity. We're not going down these roads, these avenues.
To go through
Uh,
down this road in a more positive way, I'm happy that we got a character that is more normal, not the staple Hollywood type, the
Yeah.
long legs, the very, very tall, blonde, long hair, long nails, the Hollywood look.
A fake.
You got someone who is relatable.
She's a
someone
great
who,
actress too. At that, man.
Yeah,
Like,
she's a
she's
great
amazing.
actress. She's very attractive, but she's
Yeah.
not like the normal kind. It's not the usual beauty standard that's pushed on women every single day. And I like
With
that. I
like the
like that we're
buccal
getting
fat
someone-
removals and the lip fillers and Botox to the point where you can't even make emotional faces.
Yeah,
like,
like the female superheroes whose makeup is perfect at the end of the movie. Like that's not what happens. This one showed her disheveled. This one showed her in anguish, but she's still beautiful, but she was normal. She acted normally.
yeah, that's
and I
when
like
she was
that.
peeing and fell asleep and got scared was hilarious to me, by the way. Early on in the movie when Ruthie pops up in her thing.
That was
Oh,
funny.
I
It's like
did
a
Kara's
not
sitting there
here,
like
here.
peeing after a night of drinking after she saved her the night before, and then Ruthie like says something and like scares her because she passed out on the toilet. I was like, that's relatable. I've done that before. I'm just
And you have
man.
Crypto like pissing all over that place, and it's like,
That
bro.
was so gross.
At least you
gotta
got it on the
get
paper, buddy. Like, oh,
Do you remember at the beginning of the promotionals when they were like, they first released a trailer or it was a teaser for it, and they're like, oh my God, Superman's confirmed. We see him in the trailer. And you go in, and it's just Crypto pissing on a newspaper with his face on it. And you're like,
I know it's amazing.
I was like, well,
That's
yeah,
awesome.
that's Superman. We didn't know he'd have like lines or he'd be
Mhm.
in
Actually,
it.
yeah, we're like, oh, we're not going to see him again for a couple of years, and here, lo and behold, we saw a good amount of Superman, and I was really pumped, really surprised. So Eddie, where can people find you, and do you have any final thoughts? I already asked you
Hey.
before, but I want to make sure that we hit it all.
Hey, you can find me on Nerd Initiative's socials and YouTube a little bit, and on Instagram, TikTok at Wretched Hive Comics. And I'm making a prediction now. The Lanterns are going to capture Lobo, hand him off to the government, shove him into Salvation. And Peacemaker season 3 is a buddy comedy with Peacemaker and Lobo.
All right, that would be sick as hell. Why did I not think about John Cena and Jason Momoa? All right, man,
That would be good together.
that would be so cool.
That'd be funny. That'd be
I
funny.
would be
At a
so in
minimum.
the bag for that, man. Damn, now I want this. I might be just all right.
And
Megan,
maybe I just disappointed the world.
maybe, but just me. It's okay. Megan, where can people find you?
You can find me everywhere under Vigilante Vibes Podcast or Vigilante Vibes Pod, whatever you feel is best for your life, and nerdinitiative.com.
Yeah, and if you want more nerd, exciting things, is Megan dropped a written review of the first 3 episodes of X-Men. I have not watched X-Men 97 yet, haven't had time. I would hope to do this pretty soon.
Get your priorities straight. Like everyone I've talked to hasn't watched it, and I've just been
I
sitting
had
here.
a very busy day. Thank you very much.
I watched the
Number
first 2.
301.
I watched the first 2.
I
Really good.
was
so
not
far.
allowed to have my cell phone, and I had to do real work today. Do you know how exhausting and taxing that was? Okay,
Should have called out of work. I don't care.
call it a life. Lauren, Jesus,
He's joking, everyone. How
Don't
about?
do that.
can people find you, and what do we have going on, man?
People can find me at nerdinitiative.com and on Hopsgeek News on all the social platforms, TikTok, Instagram, Threads. Matt handles half of it. I handle the other half.
She's got
And
the
we
IG
drop
pretty stuff. You can always
and
tell when I'm not
TikTok,
here.
which I'm not doing great on the TikTok lately. I need to do more TikToks.
Oh,
No
TikTok's
one's
hard.
No one does great on TikTok. If you just
Listen.
leave it, like
I don't know. Instagram's all Lauren. It is great. We're
Great.
Hopsgeek News, where we talk about our favorite comic book, movie, TV shows. We typically drink a beer, stuff like that. And then Nerd Initiative, man. Every Wednesday is a new comic book review, but we've got a lot of fun stuff happening. Chris and Janelle are doing House of Dragon, for HBO series that's going on right now. That's going over very well. I'm hearing nothing but raving reviews. I personally fell off in the first season. It wasn't for me. I loved A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. House of Dragon just wasn't doing it. But we do have Lanterns coming up. I know Megan and I have discussed some Spider-Man content coming up this month. Eddie's done some incredible Supergirl breakdowns on our YouTube channel. Be sure to check those out. And you can find us Nerd Initiative, social media, podcasts. We're out there. And then subscribe to our YouTube channel. And thank you, everybody, for chatting Supergirl with us. It was great. I'm enjoying this movie. I'm happy for the DC universe. We're living, man. We're living good. So check it out. Make your own opinions. That's all I got left. Peace out.